So welcome, my name is Rebekah, and I've been teaching pole training since about 2009 with pole moves. I'm a personal trainer for about 20 years and a fitness instructor. Our training is continuing education for the American Council on Exercise, but what I'm going to talk to you about today is the Pole Fitness Alliance's groups and switches. And hopefully you guys, I feel muffled. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. All right. So this is a way for you guys to easily make combinations for different level classes. Now we think there's a lot of pole moves and they really only fit into two different groups, actually three groups, one being supine, the other being prone, and then the other being neutral. And once you realize which moves fit into those groups, everything else is just a variation. There are not that many moves. We might come up with some special leg extension or arm a different way, but it's the exact same thing. So I want you to be able to recognize what moves fit in each group, and hopefully that'll make sense for you, and it makes it really easy to teach different level classes. And I have some assistants. This is Suzanne. She's a master trainer for pole moves from New Zealand, and she also spoke yesterday on Pilates. And then Bethany, she is master trainer from Alaska, and she's speaking at 2 on training, on strength, on fundamentals of training. It's really good. She's got lots of stuff in her head. All right, so if you want, you can have, I'm going to have Suzanne's cleaning the pole now, but we can spread these around if you guys want to get into little groups and you can kind of see them and follow along if you'd like. He's going to move the trays here. All right. You bet. Move these back here. You guys want to kind of spread them out and can share the look of it. And we can, scoot together so you can see them. Okay. So let's go over first what is supine and what is prone. Supine, okay, so Bethany, will you get on this pole and Suzanne will get on this pole? And Bethany's going to show you what a supine position will be, just on the ground. And you're in the prone position with the pole between your legs. Pole between your legs, right? So, if the body's unwound and turned into a position with the pole between the legs, all prone positions end up like this. All supine positions end up like this, okay? And moves will fit one to the next if you know what group they're in. They flow very, very easily. All right, so, and then a neutral position is whenever there are the legs on both sides, the same side of the pole, or not on the pole at all, okay? And then you'll see that there's also a poster for switches, and that is switching between groups, or torso switches change the combination from dominant to non-dominant side of the body, all right? So let's go through a supine combination. So we're going to do a thigh hold, poles between our legs, right? And then we're going to lay back, hold still between your legs. And brass monkey. And now if our head's upside down, we're either to the side of the pole or the pole's on the back side of the body in the supine position. So who would like to, do you want to demonstrate that one? And we do have all these on video we have an online training site. So she's going to pull between the legs and then lay back. Tell me if it's slippery or you want me to spot you. All right, so she's still got the pull between the legs, and then you want to do a brass monkey? Okay, So from there, she can sit back. Can you want to sit back up? Okay. So the other thing with groups is that you can go down the pole and up the pole backwards. So the combination will go down, and you can go totally backwards up the pole. One that I use a lot, so prone position would be, most of the time people are mostly comfortable with prone moves. Jasmine's, leg hangs, hip holds, anything like that. They'd be more comfortable with that. So there's more moves we do that are from the prone position. All right, so go prone. So prone would also be side climbing. Side climbing slides right into Jasmine down the leg hang. You could just slide down the pole. So she's side climbing. So this is she's actually in the prone group. And then from there, you want to do Jasmine. So she just slides down to Jasmine. She do butterfly. She's still in the same group. We're real low, so just be careful with it. And then we do flat line. Now that's just a leg switch. Now if you switch your legs, you're just changing the move, no big deal. You don't switch groups at all. If you switch your torso, it goes dominant to non-dominant. And it's a great training skill, especially for those people who don't like to do their dominant side. I like to put combinations together where it's dominant, torso switch, non-dominant. And so then they can't get out of it. So they got 7 moves down the pole. They do both. That's just the way we're doing it. So one that I like a lot is our Jasmine, butterfly, flatline, and it's a torso switch. So torso switch just means I take my torso and I turn it on the other side of the pole. Let me show you the easiest torso switch ever. You're going to stand up and you're going to put your body on one side of the pole and then on the other. This is the easiest torso switch. Okay? Head up, torso switch, that's the easiest thing, right? Oh, you're good. I'm in the way. All right, so good. So when we get into other types of torso switches, it'll be outside leg hang, or Jasmine, and she's going to do a torso switch to flatline, and it changes from dominant to non-dominant. So it totally will change the move. So she's got her Jasmine, she's doing the torso switch into a flat line. So keep your arms nice and straight. Remember how to do it? Yes, Holly drop. Well, yes. So she did get the inside leg, but we can also do it to flat line. Okay, good. Yeah, sure, do it again. So a Holly drop is a torso switch. She just took her torso from one side, put it on the other, right? We can also do it, and you're going to keep your arms straight the whole time and turn into a flat line. And a flat line. So same exact thing. And you can see a flat line or inside leg hang, exactly the same move, except for one arm's on the pole. No big deal, no difference. And if we know that, then when we see something that looks like, ooh, cool move, and you can see what group it fits in and what move it comes from, especially when somebody's trying to teach it some funky way that's hard to get into, you say like, oh, that's just like this. We can get into it that exact same way. You don't even have to worry about all that, craziness. All right, so then another torso switch would be outside leg hang. Swing the body around to the other side, or inside leg hang, swing the torso around. What? Yes. So another torso switch. It's real common. We do it on spinning pole a lot. So she's going to do an inside leg hang. Then she's going to spin her body around. Her torso spins around to outside leg hang on the other side. Okay? It's torso switch as well. So if we put a combination together that's like 3 moves, and we do a torso switch, and we do the same 3 moves after that, both sides of the body, and nobody can get out of it, right? They work, they can't get out of doing their non-dominant. Let me say that. They can get off the pole, they can get out of the position. All right, so let's do a neutral combination. So you like neutral combinations. Would you like to do one, Suzanne? Oh, on spinning. It is. Spinning is a fun one to do on neutral. Yes, is it spinning? Great. Okay, so neutral moves. Remember, your knees are on the same side of the pole or they're not on the pole at all. We use neutral moves to switch between groups. No matter if you think you didn't go through a neutral move, it may have been fast. You went through a neutral move if you switched groups. So she's in a Spider-Man. That would be a neutral move, right? And then we call it a sailor. We don't know what this is, but there you go, right? A passe, elbow hook, neutral move. A Velcro butt or side Superman, same deal. It's all neutral, okay? Now, so from neutral, you can choose to either go into a prone move or a supine move. One may be easier and one may be harder, but you can do it. Now, inversions most often, whether it's a shoulder mount or a regular mount, most often we're going to move it into a prone group, right? So, are you guys getting what prone and supine is and how? Sometimes, I'll spend 3 or 4 hours on a workshop, and then when people do it enough, they're like, oh, I get it. So if this is like what, it's because you're not practicing it yourself. If you get in and do it, you'll start to understand it. So inverting, most of the time we're moving into a prone group. Pulls between the legs, bodies down. So we're going to show how a regular inversion is, if you put the pole between your legs when you invert, it'd be body down. So just invert, slide down and put the pole between your legs. Okay, so she's going to show you how most often when we invert, it's a prone position. See, belly's going to be down. You put your hands down and slide all the way down. So she is in a prone position. Toes between her legs, belly down. That means prone. You can think of supine. Supine's actually an anatomical position. I always like to think, okay, if I had my body and I made a bowl of soup with my body, that's supine. Belly up. I can't make the bowl of the soup with my other side unless I try hard. So, and then prone, flat down face. So if it takes a little bit for you to remember. Okay, so then let's also do, how about a shoulder mount into brass monkey? And then sit up and show them why, if you hook that way, you'll be in a supine move. So she's going to mount, but do it into a brass monkey move. Brass monkey type of move. I also call it inverted figurehead. So she sits up, pulls between her legs, belly up. Yeah? You got that? All right. Awesome. Now, some other upright group switches would be if we climb up. Basic climb is supine, a bowl of soup, right? And then I'm going to do a rond de jambe back into a jasmine, which would be prone. Yeah? You guys could do it at the same time. We'll see. We've got our demoing going on here. All right, so she's climbing, pulls between her legs, belly up, supine. Rond de jambe into a jasmine. On a spinning part is a little bit hard. Now they're in the prone group. So they were head up with a group switch. Now the rond de jambe really took the body into neutral move. The feet came off the pole. The feet will always come off the pole if you switch groups. So great, guys. Now let's do another one where it is climb, climb, climb up. Fan kick with your outside leg. You're going to be on this one because you're doing this one. Fan kick outside leg into like ballerina or tuck or